Hello and welcome to another Murders at Karlov Manor draft. We are now rank number 5. Rank number 5. The highest we got was rank number 4. We slid back down just a little bit, but we are rank number 5 and rank 1 is so close. Let's draft. Before this draft starts, I do want to say that I did launch my Patreon channel. And if you wanted to support this channel in other ways, the Patreon is definitely the way to go. Shout out to all the current patrons. Really do appreciate your support. I do have a Discord. You do get access to the Discord if you do join the Patreon, and it's starting to grow, and it's really nice to see. It started this a couple weeks ago, and there's already a community building, and I try my best to stay on top of all the conversations as much as I can while it's going on. But it's now time to open something sweet, something bomby. Okay, that was not bomby. So we will just have to take a boring card. Connecting the dots is not really something that I'm interested in playing. There is a high ceiling for this if you do draft a go wide aggressive deck, and then you can find a way to put this in. But overall, I mean, the stars kind of have to align to make this work. Relive the Past is not something I'm looking at. Here I'm looking at Glintweaver, Sumala Sentry, Inside Source, and Nervous Gardener as options. Now the Glintweaver is nice if you want to go kind of a multicolored green deck. You've heard what I've said before about Sumala Sentry. I don't really like first picking Sumala Sentry. I like it when I know for sure that I'm going to be green-white. So for me, it's really between Glintweaver, Nervous Gardener, and the Inside Source. And I'm going to take the Nervous Gardener here. I've drafted a lot of white decks recently, so I think the Inside Source might be the best card out of that pack. However, I think this just lets us do something a little more fun, right? You take the Nervous Gardener, and that means that your color situation is going to be much better moving forward. So I'm going to take the Nervous Gardener there over the Glintweaver, just because you can never have too many Gardeners, whereas with the Glintweaver, I mean, I kind of want to play 1 max, 2 if I have a lot of ramp. Moving on to this pack, I am going to take Loxodon Eavesdropper here. Other notable cards are Gadget Technician, which is a very good card if you're blue-red. Been drafting a good amount of blue-red recently, and this card has been very good. Crowd Control Warden is okay if you want to go wide, but I do think that card is worse than the Eavesdropper, considering that I'm already looking to be green. Escape Tunnel is also a fine option, but I love me an Eavesdropper. And Culvert Ambusher, I've been less than impressed with. It's a fine filler card, but I don't think it's anything beyond that. I think all those cards are worse options than the Eavesdropper. So, starting out here with a green-heavy pack, noting that we did pass Inside Source Pack 1, but now we have an interesting pick. So this pack has some options. I think the best commons here are another Loxodon Eavesdropper and Makeshift Binding. And then for uncommon, we have Karlov Watchdog, which is a card I really like in red-white specifically because you have lots of token makers. Had we taken the Inside Source, it could be a consideration, but I think the best card by far is Makeshift Binding. I think that the Crawl Whip Cracker is also a good card, but black-green is generally not a color combination that I'm looking to be, whereas the Makeshift Binding green-white is totally fine, and it's also a completely reasonable splashable card, especially if I get another good white card in something like a Buried in the Garden. That is something that I'd be looking to splash. So I'm going to take the Makeshift Binding here over the Eavesdropper because I think that it's enough better that it's worth speculating on and taking over Eavesdropper number 2. Now we have Greenbelt Radical. I think this is pretty easy Greenbelt Radical. I've been super impressed with this card. This card is just something that's good in the mid, early, late game. It just kind of does it all. 4 mana, 4/4 is a really good sizing in this format. A lot of the creatures that flip up early are 3/2s, right? Gadget Technician, Granite Witness, all that stuff. So it kind of wins in combat early. And then, of course, in the late game, the overrun effect is also very strong. Topiary Panther is a decent color fixer. It's something that you can play, but certainly not something I'm taking over Radical, which I do consider a premium green card. And then there's Bite Down on Crime, which is a card that I really like, but not more so than the Greenbelt Radical. So let's take the Radical here and continue moving forward here. Looking like we're going to be base green and going to try to figure out what our second color is going to be. Now, so far, we're not necessarily the most aggressive deck, kind of more in the mid-range territory. So Seasoned Consultant is a fine 2-mana card, but not something that I necessarily need to take in a green-white, more of a mid-range deck. We're not also necessarily white. So this could be a card, this could be a pack where we consider just taking something that allows us to be a little more flexible. We already have the Nervous Gardener. There's a Vengeful Creeper in this pack, which I really do like. But I think given that I only have 1 2-drop, I do like Creeper, but there's a lot of cards in this vein that I can certainly take. We're looking at cards like the Riftburst Hellion, even Crowd Control Warden at times. There's just a lot of other cards that you could play in that color combination where I think I'd rather take the Gravestone Strider just to have another 2 and give me a little more flexibility. If I do open really powerful bombs, I can have this as a color fixer to go into those decks. Now, Unauthorized Exit's okay. Not on my watch is also okay. I wonder if I take it. I know the last time I took this, I was really underwhelmed by it. But this does not look like the most aggressive deck, and playing 1 copy of it could be okay. Now, if I do end up in a more aggressive green-white deck, the Crowd Control Warden could be better. So you know what? Yeah, I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in the not on my watch. I know where it can be good, but if I'm going to be straight green-white, I do think the Warden is nice because you can play it face up turn 5. Here, this is fairly weak pack. I don't think this is the type of deck that necessarily needs Hauz the Vigilante. So I think I'm going to spec on Out Cold because Simic is a very good color combination. We did see that late Unauthorized Exit, which is one of the best blue commons. And I'll take the Out Cold here just more as a spec over anything. Now we're seeing more white cards here. Another a late on the job. Like I said before, don't necessarily need another Hauz the Vigilante. But if we go green-white, we could end up being a go-wide green-white deck. So I'll pick up this singular copy of On the Job. It could be... Oh my gosh. We almost first picked this card. I guess white is open. There is no way, no reason for Inside Source to table. Like, I literally almost first picked this card. All right. Given that we saw the On the Job table and we're now seeing a 9th pick Inside Source, I think it's a pretty good signal that we should be green-white, and we should probably be leaning towards being a more aggressive green-white deck if possible. There is just no way that that card should still be in that pack. All right, so this is what I have now. Were there any other white cards that we passed? I don't think so, because we felt like we could possibly be white. So really, really thrilled that Inside Source tabled, and now this On the Job, we pick up another Inside Source and a Dog Walker, and boom, we're going to have enough ways to make the On the Job be a pretty reasonable card. All right, so now we have an interesting choice. We could be a streamlined green-white deck, and if I wanted to be a streamlined green-white deck, I could take either the Eavesdropper or the Granite Witness, but this is where I'm going to use my flex pick to have a little more fun, okay? And I know you would take it too, or even if you wouldn't take it, I know you want me to take it, so I'm gonna take it. And we all know what that card is. It's, of course, the rare. I have a Nervous Gardener, I have a Gravestone Strider, I can play 1 Swamp, and that gives me 3 black sources, and this card is just a phenomenal rare, phenomenal bomb that I'm going to be happy taking in my green-white deck, given that we're already well set up. And this is also why I took that Nervous Gardener over the Glintweaver, because it just gives you a little more flexibility in how you can build your deck, right? The Glintweaver goes in very specific kind of green decks that are looking to go long. This deck could potentially run people over. So really happy with that Teysa pickup, and we'll be looking to splash the Teysa here. And moving into this pack, there's a Shadowy Backstreet. And there's also Gravestone Strider. And those are good options if you wanted to have more black sources to splash the Teysa. But given that we have Crowd Control Warden, Greenbelt Radical On the Job, I'm slamming Inside Source. I'm not going to hope that this card tables again. But we'll note that Shadowy Backstreet is good. But right now, we only have 1 black card. We have a Nervous Gardener. We have a Gravestone Strider. So we only really need maybe 1 escape tunnel or something along those lines to make me feel pretty comfortable about splashing the Teysa. 3 is kind of the bare minimum, I think, for splashing. And if you go up to 4, then you're pretty comfortable. But simply not going to... Oh my gosh. All right. You know how the draft metagame evolves? In the beginning, everybody jammed red-white. But I feel like over time, people are starting to realize that white's getting overdrafted. You know what happens after that? People look at the next best color, and that's green. And maybe you see a little less green now. But I'm getting a 3rd pick Neighborhood Guardian, the best white uncommon in the set? Yes, please. Yes? Oh my gosh. What? Another Neighborhood Guardian 4th pick? This is ridiculous. I mean, this pack was Teysa, Inside Source, Neighborhood Guardian, and this has a Karlov Watchdog, a Dog Walker, Market Watch Phantom. I mean, I would love me a Dog Walker, but you don't pass Neighborhood Guardian, especially in this type of deck. Alrighty. This is a deck. This is a deck. I mean, we have some premium cards here. Really, really happy with how this deck's shaping up so far. Wow. Another one? You know what? It's just Inside Source number 3. Ha! God, unlucky. You know, I guess I'll take it. I guess I'll just take White's second or third best common. It's like Novice Inspector number 1, and then Makeshift Binding and Inside Source might be close-ish. And particularly in this deck with double Neighborhood Guardian, triple Inside Source, Crowd Control Warden, on the job. I mean, come on! This has it all. This has it all. I do think I'm in the lookout for some combat tricks here. We got 4 2s. I think that's okay. So I think this is okay for us to take Auspicious Arrival. I could take Sanitation Automaton, but I don't know that I want Gravestone Strider. I do want to be more aggressive. I know it helps us splash the Teysa, but pretty happy with my third spell here because I have so many creatures now. And White seemed relatively open. Here we have the choice between Krovat Haunch and Bustle. I can see taking the Haunch with triple Inside Source. Looking to go wide. Don't necessarily want... in general, I don't want to play cards like Krovat Haunch in my deck, but I'll take it now. I'll take it here if we end up kind of short unplayables. What does this do? Enters tapped. Okay, it does absolutely nothing. Green, white, splash, black. What can I play? I guess a face down card. Definitely don't want to play that card. Oh, slamming Granite Witness here. Very, very happy about that. I will say, that's one thing that I was definitely wrong about at the beginning of the format. At the beginning of the format, I would say that I only want to play cards like Granite Witness in decks that are both blue and white, because otherwise the flipping up this card is just too difficult. But in practice, I've just found them to be very, very impressive. I've just liked them. And we do have Gravestone Strider, and you play it face down, worst case scenario, but if you ever flip this up, it still just does a lot of work. Here, super happy about Seasoned Consultant tabling. Things are looking incredible for us. That's another just really solid 2-mana card. So there are 4 2-drops that I'm happy playing, potentially 5 with the Gravestone Strider if I do want to play the Teysa. So really, really excellent start here so far. I think we're just in the right seat, which feels great. Moving on to this pack, no great green or white card. Case of the Stash Skeleton is nice, but something that I'm not that interested in on the splash. So I think this is just another pack where we take Auspicious Arrival in the combat trick, because there's just no good green or white cards for us. You could be looking at Branch of Vitu-Ghazi because, hey, look, you can play it face down and you can flip it over with Teysa, but I'm happy having another combat trick here. I do think this deck could use another trick. And we move on. And that's a Coerce to Kill. Very, very powerful, but of course we are nowhere close to being able to play that card. I generally really dislike Public Thoroughfare unless I'm playing 4 colors or I'm playing blue-red with a bunch of artifacts. But here it's a pretty... I'm pretty sure I'm just slamming the Nervous Gardener here. I do like Bite Down on Crime, but given that we need another 2 and we want to splash the Teysa, I think this is perfect. Now with this Nervous Gardener, I just play 1 Swamp, and with the 2 Nervous Gardeners and the Gravestone Strider, the Teysa becomes a fairly easy splash here. So, Nervous Gardener number 2. Ooh, and Buried in the Garden. Oh, man. Now I might not even have to play this Gravestone Strider, right? We can just be more aggressive. This is not the most impressive attacker in these decks, and maybe this on the job will table. That would be great. I do love Inside Source, but Buried in the Garden is premium removal. This gives us removal spell number 2 that also allows us to splash, gives us a little bit of ramp. It's exactly what I want for this deck. Oh my gosh, and now Unyielding Gatekeeper. There's also Dog Walker. That's actually really interesting. I'm not sure what's better. Given the context of our deck with double Neighborhood Guardian and On the Job. I'm going to take this because it's a rare and it's cool. I think it's close enough. I definitely wouldn't fault you, though. I definitely wouldn't fault you for taking the Dog Walker with the double Neighborhood Guardian with all the triggers. But I will say that there's a lot of value in being able to play the Unyielding Gatekeeper on turn 2 as a 3/2 because we're looking to be a pretty aggressive deck. So I think for that reason, I want to do something like that. And now I'm actually going to take Fanatical Strength over Auspicious Arrival number 3. I do think +3/+3 in trample, especially with something like a crowd control warden, is quite strong. So I do like mixing my combat tricks here. And now I wonder if I should play Repulsive Mutation, or if I should just take Fanatical Strength. I love me this mutation. I love me this mutation. I can't. I just can't. It's just really hard for me to pass on that. And now I'm looking to take a creature. I don't want to splash to Crawl Whipcracker. I'll just take a Riftburst Hellion here as just another decent creature. And don't need any more tricks at this point. I think we're pretty good there. So it's between Vitu-Ghazi Inspector and Granite Witness. And this is definitely not a Vitu-Ghazi Inspector deck. We're looking to curve out here. I'd rather have the Granite Witness, as it's a little more proactive and it beats people down. And I think this is our deck. Although now, if I want to play the mutation, I'm probably playing the Gravestone Strider. So I think I need to cut one card here. Ooh, wow, Coerced. What is this pack? Coerced to kill. Nobody's in black? I guess everybody's like red something. Don't really care too much about Hustle and Bustle. I guess I'll take Hazda Vigilante. It could potentially be a top end. Ooh, On the Job could be number 2, probably. Oh my gosh. Auspicious Arrival. Oh, this just. I'm actually not sure if I should even be splashing, to be honest. Because there's always a cost to splash, right? There is always a cost to splash. And it's possible that we shouldn't even splash here and just play a very, very streamlined 2-color deck and not have to worry about anything else. So this is what we have laid out so far. We have to cut a lot of cards here. Okay, we can definitely cut the Vigilante, can cut the Haunch, can probably cut 1 copy of that. This gives us 8 combat tricks. That is a lot of combat tricks. And it's probably 1 On the Job. We have the triple Inside Source. I like the cheap combat tricks generally a little bit more. And we do have Greenbelt Radical as another go wide spell along with On the Job. So, and I like being able to use cheap combat tricks to push through damage with cards like the Neighborhood Guardian on top of that. So we'll go with that. And because we have double Nervous Gardener and Gravestone Strider and Buried in the Garden, I do think the mutation is probably strong enough to play. I think this card is, if you can cast it, it's a bomb. That's the way I look at this card. And with Buried in the Garden, Gravestone Strider, double Nervous Gardener, and an island, that does technically give you 5 blue sources. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that also gives us 5 black sources for the Teysa. Teysa, I'm a little bit less sure on, actually, but I think it's still pretty good. Like, the thing is, even if you can just make, you don't always have to deal damage, and let's put Teysa kind of maybe turn, yeah, this is more of a 4-drop in this deck, but with the Teysa, I mean, if you just have a bunch of ways to make clues, we have like 4 right now, even with the clues, you can crack the clue to make a 1/1 to then get the chain going here on the Teysa, but I can definitely see the case being made to cut the Teysa from this deck. Actually, with double Neighborhood Guardian, probably want to keep my creature count pretty high. So I'm actually just going to do this and just play a little bit less on the spells front because I just want to play a bunch of creatures with the Neighborhood Guardian. So, and I like the fact that Riftburst Hellion gives me something to do with my mana because I have lots of, like I have double Nervous Gardener and I don't have that many great mana sinks in the late game. And the Riftburst Hellion lets me flip something up in the late game. So let's just go ahead and try that. So we have only 6 interactive spells, but with double Neighborhood Guardian to pump things and the double Granite Witness to tap things, we still have interaction in the form of our creatures. So we don't always need it from our spells. So let's give this a whirl. Let's give this a whirl. It could have been a straight green-white deck. It could have been a straight green-white deck just splashing the mutation over the Teysa. There's a lot of different ways I could have built this and drafted, but this, I think, has the best balance of power and fun. That's what we're going for. Alrighty. We are going first. I have a Nervous Gardener. It's really hard to mulligan. I need to draw land number 3, though. If I don't draw land number 3, we're in trouble. And if on my next draw step, if I don't draw a land, I'm definitely going to. Well, I think no matter what, I want to save my my Nervous Gardener for land drop number 3. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Come on, land. Come on, land. Well, that's sad. Missed on 2 draw steps here, and then now we're probably dead. All right. I don't know. Am I supposed to mulligan that hand? Just feel like if I just draw a single land in 2 draw steps, I'm okay. But now we're in a lot of trouble, of course. Yeah, I think we're just going to get tempoed out here, sadly. I was just hoping. Now we're going to draw land. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's play Riftburst Hellion face down and try to make the most of a bad situation here. All right. Yeah, we're just so behind on board, but we're going to try. Now we need to draw a white source to find makeshift binding. And we lose. Okay. Quick loss, quick defeat. Still rank 5, that's good. I guess we had a little bit of a cushion here. Let's keep it going. All right. Let's hope this one goes a little better. Whew, that game 1 was a beating. Good hand here, a bunch of inside sources with Buried in the Garden. So that kind of unlocks our hand. We can cast everything. All right. Ooh, yeah. Our mana is rock solid right now. Wonder what I play next turn. Cryptic Coat, nice card. Not too concerned about it. It's weird, like, casting Buried in the Garden on Cryptic Coat just doesn't feel great. Just because they still get their 2/2. It does ramp us, though. It does ramp us. I mean, it's probably a permanent that I need to kill anyways, and that allows us to double spell next turn, so I'll do it. And like, yeah, I mean, that's why Cryptic Code is absurd. We're not fully down a card just because we do get the mana from this, though. Also, maybe I should have targeted the plains because then I can just tap the plains with the Buried in the Garden to flip over the Granite Witness. Next turn, yeah, we can face down Granite Witness, play Inside Source, tap some stuff. Inside Source, you know, the nice thing about this card, too, it's not just the fact that it's a 1/1 that makes a 2/2. It has a very relevant ability, especially when you get kind of flooded. All right, so our opponent's... looks like our opponent went kind of deep here, which I appreciate. So we're just going to go play a bunch of stuff. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to play everything here. I'm going to play the Inside Source and the Face Down card here. And then with the Crowd Control Warden, I can just play it face up. That's just a much more efficient use of my mana. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to pass here. It kept up 2 mana. I wonder what they have. Maybe an unauthorized exit, although that would be a really weird... Okay, Lightning Helix makes more sense. They're probably green. I mean, it's impossible to figure out what their second color is. Second base color, that is. Curious Cadaver. All right. Yep, I think it's just flip this up, tap you down, and attack. That is an... Are you kidding me? Oh, they also have Cryptic Coat. They're just... Yeah. No regard for their man. Okay. Okay. I see. Cryptic Coat, Niv Mizzet. Okay, this might be tough. This might be tough, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. What does it say? Hexproof or multicolored? What does this say? When it's turned face up. Okay, wow. I can't... We literally just drew the removal spell for this. That's ridiculous. What? Oh, protection. Oh my gosh. I did not know that that text existed. Oh, I'm so bad. Protection from... I literally read it, and then I had a multicolored creature that I attacked with. Oh my goodness. That is horrible. All right. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, hexproof! Oh, I'm not editing this out. Our opponent oops back! Oh, welcome to High Mythic Gaming, folks. Welcome to High Mythic Gaming. Wow, what a smart attack. I knew my opponent was gonna block. Oh, I hope my opponent doesn't think I'm rude. Because I legitimately, when they blocked, I was like, oh, it's got protection from multicolored. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Cantaloupe. That was not me trying to be rude. That was me literally not knowing how things work. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, the nice thing about the Unyielding Gatekeeper, well, now that Niv Mizzet is gone, is that I can exile the Curious Cadaver and attack with Granite Witness. And I think I'm interested in doing that. They have a face-down card with a couple cards in hand. They have a Crowd Control Warden that they still need to deal with. Okay. They did deal with it. Can I untap it in any way? Oh, I can protect it. I think that's probably better, right? Than killing the Curious Cadaver. If you control that, return... Okay. Yeah. All right. We saved our creature and made a 10/10. Seems pretty decent. Oh. I don't see what can possibly go wrong here. I could spend like 45 seconds trying to figure out just exactly how they're going to block. But I mean, come on. I'm attacking with a 10/10. They have to put something in front of there. You know, like I know my Granite Witness is going to trade with the Cadaver, but I'm certainly going to get in for a bunch of damage. And they're going to be pretty upset that I top decked on the job of all cards. And we got there. Wow. They had a nice deck, though. Helix, Niv Mizzet, push. Blue-green based. What just happened? Oh, we even played around Repulsive Mutation because we had one too much mana. Or we had just enough mana to pay for the mutation, too. Yeah, I would say that my opponent got pretty unlucky there. Outside of the fact that they blocked. But had they not blocked, I would have still gotten in for a bunch of damage. I would have used the Gatekeeper on Niv Mizzet, and then they would have been able to push my Crowd Control Warden. So yeah, it would have been a totally different game, but I think that on the job would have still been pretty good. All right, game number 3. I'm first. It's another 2-lander. I'm going to keep this. This is a very, very good hand. This is way better than my last hand that I kept with the 2 lands. Novice Inspector, turn 1, sure. We have turn... Okay, all right. All right. Turn 2, Neighborhood Guardian. Turn 3, face down, Nervous Gardener. With Buried in the Garden, we got our splash here. The Oh My God Lightning Helix dust, that's okay. Great start from the opponent as well. But let's go ahead and go Nervous Gardener here. They used a removal spell, so it's kind of less likely they have a shock here. Sanitation Automaton, sure. They'll then play... I wonder if they have a land here. Because usually you go land face down card, so... Oh. Oh-ho! Okay. No attack from the opponent. Well, I'm attacking. Let's go ahead and flip this up and get a swamp. I'm going to keep my Auspicious Arrival. I'm happy enough with this trade. And then let's play... Huh. Greenbelt Radical. Oh, let's just play the Greenbelt Radical. It's fine. It's got a little bit of extra value there. Gravestone Shredder is going to make it pretty tough for them to attack. Call a Surprise Witness. Okay. Okay, so they just have a bunch of dorky creatures, which is fine. Not too interested in killing this just yet. I don't think, at least. They have one card in hand. It is a 2/1 flyer. That's kind of annoying. Are there any blocks that are really bad for me? I'm just going to play Gravestone Strider and pass. I could have used Buried in the Garden here, but I kind of just want to wait till they play their last threat. Buried in the Garden does give me one step closer to flipping up the Greenbelt Radical, which is good. But I don't think taking 2 damage a turn right now is going to be too bad. Okay. All right. I'll kill the face down card here, probably. And I'll target my forest. What is it? Concealed weapon. Okay. Basically, I want to develop as much mana as I possibly can here and then set up for a very, very large repulsive mutation. So this is kind of the one turn where shields are down. And they played Griffknot Tracker. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we need to... Oh my gosh. I guess we'll attack here. Huh. Interesting. The nice thing is if I flip this up, I get to trample over, and they don't get to draw a card. But I don't get to play a Riftburst Hellion. All right. I think they wanted to draw the card there. But we are taking a lot of damage here, so I'm not sure if that was worth. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, because we're gonna take 5 here. If they have a removal I mean, the thing is, with the mana that I have, I can just play this face up, which I will. Yeah, okay. That is a lot of pressure. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's see, what happens if they have on the job? I block 2 things and I take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I'm going to keep my creatures back this turn. And hope that they don't have... If they have a way to kill the Riftburst Hellion, I'm just dead. That's kind of where we're at here. Red Herring, okay. Oh, that is a great sign. Wow. Okay. Okay. Them just going Red Herring Crack is really good for us. They could have, what, Case of the Gateway Express. That would deal 4 plus 3. That would be more than enough. If they attack with these 3, it would be a strange attack. We'll see what they do. Just Seasoned Consultant. Okay, so they have much too wide of a board for us to actually attack with. Now, if they attack us with all the flyers just to try to sneak in some damage, that would be interesting. Land is not good there. Land is very not good there. A bit flooded. Now, this Repulsive Mutation will be very good, but they just have so many things in play and they're at 19 life. But if they found a way to kill the Riftburst Hellion, at least we have the counter here. Let's say, hypothetically, they attack with everything. Riftburst Hellion on the Griffknot Tracker. Greenbelt Radical here, and Gravestone Strider on one of these other creatures. Okay, we drew a creature. That's good. I could have countered the tracker, but I guess, did that put us dead? It didn't technically put us dead. Let's see. Can I attack? These 2 could potentially attack me. If I attack, I have 3 blockers. For 1, 2, 3. I gotta think here. Because I do, if I can get them low enough, I could finish them off with Repulsive Mutation, right? So if I do this, then Riftburst Hellion would go on a flyer. We would go down to 4. Gravestone Strider in front of Seasoned Consultant, maybe. I'm doing this because I want to try, like, I don't want to give them a ton of draws to come back here. So I want to put myself in a position where I can swing back for a lethal attack here. And we are not dead on the crackback, and we have the counterspell, right? So things are looking pretty good from that aspect. Like, Repulsive Mutation is basically a hard counter here. Now, if they have like 2 really good spells, then of course that becomes problematic. Okay, land. What do you have? Like, the lowest we can get to is 2 life here. If they attack with everything. Torch the Witness for 6. Okay. So we're definitely countering that. And where am I putting all? Probably the Seasoned Consultant. We can do it for 3, 4, 5, it looks like. Okay, 5. Okay. Now what? Right? Now what? What happens if I attack with 3 creatures? If they just block the Seasoned Consultant with a Novice Inspector, this can block Seasoned Consultant and I die. So I feel like I can only attack with 1 creature still. Maybe I was actually still supposed to put it on the Greenbelt Radical? I don't know. All right. It's actually good that we're still able to eat creatures here. So. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that's an incredible draw. Yep. They can put us down to 1. Okay. We're at 4. Oh, what a draw. Makeshift Binding. And another land. Ay, ay, ay. Can we attack? Man, the Makeshift Binding got us so good. If they draw any creature now, Market Watch Phantom goes in the air and kills us. I'm going to attack. I think they're going to chump with Novice Inspector. The way I look at it here is, like, I don't think that they alpha attack, and we die to any creature off the top anyways, with all the mana that we have available. So I feel like I just need to make slightly riskier attacks because they have inevitability with that flyer, and we're at, you know what I mean? And we're at 4 life. So I just made that attack, hoping that they maybe block with the Novice Inspector, and now I'm going to keep mana up, hoping that they choose not to attack with everything. If they play it safe and just attack me with the Automaton, then we're okay. If they play a 2 power or less creature, then we die anyways. Yeah, okay. They went Makeshift Binding into 10th District Hero. Okay. And I can't crack a clue here because of the Vengeful Tracker. Oh, I mean, I guess I could. I don't know what I can draw, though. I'm going to take some damage here and see if we can... I'm not playing the Out Cold, though. Yeah, all right. They got us. That's unfortunate. Thought we did a pretty good job of trying to set up and not get run over, but we got a little too flooded there at the end, and not sure that we were going to beat the Minerva. Anyways, okay. Man, we had a pretty good hand. Thought we had a pretty good hand there too. Okay. Ooh, Plains for the turn 2 Neighborhood Guardian. Very happy with that. Bubble Smuggler from the opponent. Let's pump the Guardian. Boom. Probably a face down card from them. Yep. No attack from the Bubble Smuggler. All right, let's go ahead and play this face down. Target the Nervous Gardener. Attack. This is going to be an attack for 3. I don't think they're going to double block. We're going to have 7 lands, so happy we're playing the Hellion. Just gives us another big thing to do. Face up Nervous Gardener means they're really feeling the pressure here, but they're keeping up 2 mana. They're keeping up 2 mana, so that's really interesting. That's not sus at all. Do what you gotta do. You can't just leave mana on the table like that. I mean, I don't know what they had. Like, eliminate maybe? But... I'll still use it. It's, you know, it's like I have 5 mana up. I think this is still really good. Yeah, this is fantastic. Boom. Just too big of a tempo swing here. It's going to be really hard for them to come back from this. I have a lethal attack here. I can tap something down. If they go like double face down card, I guess. That's a thing. Okay, pass priority, eliminate. Yep, that's what it felt like. Let's see, 3 plus 4 is 7. You dead. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess they were behind on board where they really wanted to blow me out, hoping that I attack with everything. But it's one of those things where, like, if you're playing against, like, a good opponent, it's just way too obvious and way too easy to play around that kind of mana in that spot. All I need to do is just continue developing my board. So probably better to just play the Nervous Gardener face down and get a land. Unless your hand was like 5 lands. Yeah, I'll keep. I mean, I don't have a forest, but like, I still just have plays with the lands, so it's not the end of the world, right? I can just play these creatures face down, and I have a lot of time to try to find my forest. And if I find my forest, I don't really need the fixing for anything else. And I'm setting up for a Teysa draw here, obviously. Let's play Granite Witness. We can actually flip this up. Probably just blocking here, based off of my hand. This is a turn where they can play a 3rd creature. So, I mean, yeah, they can have Auspicious Arrival. But, wow, was that just a bluff attack? No way. Sorry, that was bad manners. That just made me laugh. I'm really sorry. That was that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. I'm human. I'm sorry. That was just mega aggressive. You know what that was? My opponent probably listening to one too many Quarter Calls. Quarter Calls, by the way, one of the best limited content creators out there. Highly recommend following. But I remember watching one of his recent videos saying that you should basically never block early. So I think my opponent just thought I wasn't going to block because they attacked. But yeah, really, really great, excellent content. Definitely check Quarter Calls out. Forest! Now I get to bluff attack. I'm doing this because I kind of just want the clue. I kind of just want, like, I'm not casting anything great here anyways. So I want the clue so I can, like, draw a card. Like, sure, they can have shock, I guess. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. They still have a lot of cards in hand, so we can't take this game for granted by any means, and we're also looking for Forest. Once we draw Forest, though, whew, we can cast Buried in the Garden, we have Repulsive Mutation up, like everything just gets unlocked. Hau's the Vigilante. Forest! Forest? You think they block? Probably not, right? Like, can he have another trick? I mean, the Vigilante is going to be good. They're going to play a creature, attack me. Like, I actually think we're behind here because we couldn't find a Forest in, 13 cards or whatever. Well, at least they don't have a face down card here. But Forest here to kill the Vigilante and give me green would be awesome. Deck, please give me a Forest. Please! Ooh! I will also accept Teysa. I could have cracked this clue, I guess, but I wanted to keep up Auspicious Arrival to potentially protect my Teysa. Interesting. I think I'm just going to block. Yeah, I'm not going to use Auspicious Arrival. I just want to crack the clue, make a 1/1. This is a trade I'm more than happy with. Okay, they had the Helix, but they wanted to play around combat trick, so really heads up play from them. That's why I'm glad I didn't cast Auspicious Arrival, and I didn't feel like taking 4 damage. They're down to 2 cards in hand. Cornered Crook with no targets, okay? And we drew the Forest. That's incredible. Okay, so now we can do this. Cast Buried in the Garden. Probably just a Cornered Crook, to be honest. Because now I can play this face down, and then I can overrun next turn, and I'm going to attack for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 mana. They have a good deck, though. Helix, Performer, Novice Inspector, Case, solid Boros cards. Face down card. All right, so they can attack me, pump this up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess it's not quite lethal yet. So this is kind of interesting. It might be better to just keep up Repulsive Mutation, to be honest. I mean, I don't know what this card is. And they have 1 card in hand. So that might be the safer play. What if this is a flyer? Does that kill me? Defenestrated Phantom would be 5 damage. All right, let's get in for 1. I mean, I suppose I can attack with everything. And then I can use Auspicious Arrival with Repulsive Mutation backup. Do I attack with Insight Source? Because I can still play Gravestone Strider, worst case scenario. All right. I mean, I guess there's just a chance I can just straight up win with I mean, I can also win without overrunning and just doing the other thing. Gadget Technician, okay? So they have 1 card in hand. If they have Felonious Rage, I die. This is actually kind of close. Because I know that if I flip this, I can just win, right? If I flip this, I can just win. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I trample over for 2 more. Or I can cast Auspicious Arrival here, and then play Gravestone Strider, and then I can Mutation for 1. Let's just go for it. The problem was, if I cast Auspicious Arrival, Gravestone Strider, my Repulsive Mutation is only for 1. And so I thought that was just kind of weak. But we put ourselves in a position to win there. I'm not entirely sure if that was correct, though, based on the mana that they had. But once they flipped over to Technician, there's less that they could have. But it was pretty risky. Let me know what you would have done there. Okay, opponent going first. We don't have any 2s, but we do have Insight. I mean, this is a great hand if I can just find a land, so I'll keep it. Our opponent leading with mountains is not great. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's the nightmare scenario. But we have lots of twos. Come on, no twos. Okay, okay. The on the draw red herring. Having your opponent play red herring when you don't have a 2-drop on the draw. That is the worst case scenario, but hopefully we can stabilize. Our hand is not bad. Unicorn, we needed your turn 2. I would have totally blocked. That's a nervous gardener, so I'm going to block this. What did I say? It's always a nervous gardener, to be fair. Face down card. Greenbelt Radical or Auspicious Arrival. Sorry, I'm going to play the Eavesdropper. It blocks well enough. And if they have a bite down on crime, it's going to get me regardless. All right, so clearly have something. Fanatical Strength, maybe? They can't just flip something up. That's, like, devastating. It's probably Fanatical Strength. It could also be Chases on. It could be a Dog Walker. I guess we just block here. Sure. Could also be Get a Leg Up. Should have played Greenbelt Radical. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's not much we can do if they're going to punish us with like a combat trick every turn. That's just kind of the nature of the game here. I want to be able to play Greenbelt Radical with Auspicious Arrival up. But, you know, I actually think this is probably a spot where I just have to do this. And if they attack me and they have another combat trick, well played, right? Well played. If I get run over, I get run over. It is the nature of best of one. Well, no, we hit rank 4. We did hit rank 4. Hey, you know what? I don't mind that. Honestly, I do not mind that at all. But they have 5 cards in hand. I'm definitely blocking this face down card. Let's crack this clue. All right. Oh, oh my gosh, that's so much damage. That is so much damage. That's 2 triggers on each? No, you don't. Let's get in there. I mean, I'll take the double trade here anytime. I have no more creatures anyways, right? And this means that on the job gets to get in for a lot, right? Because we absolutely clear the board. Wow, double. That was absurd. Double Neighborhood Guardian into Insight Source. Oh my gosh. And do we have... Oh, this is ridiculous. Look at this. We drew Insight Source, so now we can make sure that whatever blocks will trade with the Yaris, right? Getcha. You're at 3. Triple Inside Source, double Neighborhood Guardian, getting it done. There's nothing they can do. Good game. Okay, we turned that around. Wow. Felt a little lucky to be able to do that one. Felt a little lucky to do. So what is our record now? 4-2, I believe. 4-2. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Ooh, playing against a high-ranked player here. Gansett, rank 16. Die roll, please. I will keep. Yes, yes, I know. I drew my island. I know there's a Teysa. If we draw a forest... The thing is, I'm only playing 7 forests. Should I be playing 8 forest 7 plains? The thing is, I have way more white cards than I have green, but my green has double Nervous Gardener, right? So that is something to be mindful of. The fortunate thing about Disguise cards is that you can still play them, and I can still have a reasonable curve here. So the reason why I did that is... Actually, I don't know why I did that. I don't know actually what would have been better there. I just ran out of good words to... Okay, well, you know what, opponent? Turn 3 hide in plain sight. Is that good? Just trying to figure out how I want to attack. Do I want to attack with Neighborhood Guardian and use Auspicious Arrival to trade with one of these face down cards? Yeah, let's get aggressive. Let's get aggressive. I guess they have somewhat of a tough decision as to how they want to block. If they just single block there, what do we do? Do we use our Auspicious Arrival and then flip over to the Nervous Gardener to get a swamp? Or do we cast On the Job? Okay, well, now it feels like we cast On the Job here, right? I mean, I can still cast Auspicious Arrival and get a land. But On the Job, the thing is I'm not using my mana very well this turn. So On the Job seems good. Yeah, let's just do that. Gets in for a little extra damage too. Wow, we got Projector Inspector and Undercover Crocodile. Loxodon Eavesdropper. Okay. Ooh. That's very interesting. I'm going to flip this up and just get a swamp. And I believe I'm just going to play this face up. I think it's just the best use of my mana. And it ensures that I can get in next turn for 3. And then I can play the Teysa and investigate. They could have a bite down on crime, which would be very good here. It'd be an excellent way for them to come back. Block. I'm sure they have a trick, but I'm happy with them using a trick here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, that's one of the better tricks that they could have had for sure. Ooh, that is also incredible. Holy cow. Probably just want to do that, to be honest. Just to help with the racing situation. Get the Tipster. Attack with the Granite Witness. Then we can play Neighborhood Guardian. Buried in the Garden, so good. So we have access to 6 mana. Teysa will be able to potentially prompt the Granite Witness. All right, they're also getting in here. They're going to crack this clue, hit me for 4. I don't have good blocks. But you know what? I'm okay with this. Okay, we have a land. I'm going to play the Teysa pre-combat here. Let's target this. Attack. Oh, this is good. We get to kill both elephants. So let's crack this. Pump. Use Auspicious Arrival. And kill both elephants. So we're keeping the board really clear. We're getting another clue here. And we have 2 flyers, so things are looking really, really good for us. Maximizing on the pump spells and the triggers that we're getting here. This is very, very good. They are 1 mana away from doppelganging us. That's always a fear, of course. Looks like Teysa's going to get bitten down. Oh, dramatic. That's not even that bad for now. That is not bad for now. So let's go ahead and... we don't need the black anymore. So let's go ahead and crack this clue. It's once per turn. So we can crack this now just to get a little more information. Play Forest. Attack with our 2 flyers. And then play a face down card in the Nervous Gardener. And then we can we get another clue here. And then we pass. So it's a lot here. A lot for them to deal with. Vengeful Creeper, that's fine. Are they just dead? Yeah, okay. I'm like, I get to make another 1/1 flyer here. All right, Teysa won us that game. Teysa won us that game. Good job, Teysa. Team player. Team player. Okay, opponent on the play. Our hand is pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, if they have another aggressive start, it might not be as good. One of those hands, if they do have a really fast start, for example, let's say they play a 2, and I might be forced to play a Nervous Gardener. Yeah, this is interesting. The thing is, I have a lot of planes in my deck. Just like, am I going to get run over by a blue-green deck? Honestly, this feels like a turn 2 Nervous Gardener. I just think the game's going to go long enough, and I have enough plays. I don't want to get run over. And I just feel like I will find my planes eventually. This is the face down card that I'm happy trading with, so let's just play it now. Sure. Next turn we'll face up Radical. So, like, that's the thing. I kind of mapped out the next 3 turns or 4 turns, which is why I don't mind doing this. I'm going to play the Eavesdropper here just to investigate, which allows me to find a land to be able to potentially find a plains here. Given that they played the Public Thoroughfare here... Whoa, what is happening? Kylox's Volt Strider. Okay. That's scary. Oh, this is rough. They can crew this and cast the Galvanize. So I'm going to just play the Greenbelt Radical here. This leaves me really vulnerable to a combat trick. We'll see how bad this is going to be. This Volt Strider doing some work here. Yeah, we have 8 planes in our deck with another Nervous Gardener and a Gravestone Strider. So I just felt like within the next 5 draw steps, I'm pretty likely to find one. I feel like I'm just going to get completely destroyed by this. Oh my god. Wait, this thing's going to fall off, right? Oh, sure. I see. I guess we'll take this. I misread this card. That's my bad. Okay. There is the plains. All right, that's fantastic. I don't think I don't want to play the Teysa just yet. Probably want to just play a face-up Crowd Control Warden, to be honest. And I'm going to attack with the Eavesdropper. We need to start getting in some damage. It felt like they had some kind of a trick, given that they cast a Curious Inquiry, but by having both a 6/6 and a 4/4, I mean, I'm feeling okay. But if they do play a spell and then collect evidence and then play the spell again, that could be bad. This is a terrifying card to play against, I will say. And I'm not necessarily even playing against it well. All right, that was good, but I'm happy to trade with the Volt Strider. All right, let's just, like, I don't want to stress out about this card. Let's just get it off the board, please. Let's just get it off the board. All right, so now I have an interesting decision point to make here. I can makeshift binding the Hotshot Investigators just to keep the board pretty clear, or I can just play the Crowd Control Warden face up, knowing that it's going to be the biggest creature on board. I'm just going to play this face up. I could have also gone I could have also gone Makeshift Binding, face down Granite Witness. But I feel like if they do something to kill the Crowd Control Warden... Okay, so this is probably an Offender at Large. I don't have a great block around it, though. Like, this attack just makes me feel like this is an Offender at Large. But it could be a Crowd Control Warden. But if it's a Crowd Control Warden, why attack with this? Unless it's a combat trick. Yeah, let's just force them to flip it over. That's the way I look at it. And if they have a combat trick, they have a combat trick. But I feel like if they have a combat trick, they would have attacked with the Vengeful Tracker too. Yeah, it felt like this was the case, but now I can use the Makeshift Binding to get the Offender at Large, so it's not bad. We have access to 7 mana. All right. All right, so we're able to generate a clue. Like I said, if they had a combat, like if they attack, I might just block. Because if they had a combat trick, they would have probably attacked with the tracker. And this has Death Touch, so the only combat trick that really destroys me is the Chase is On. I will say Vengeful Tracker is pretty annoying against what I'm trying to do here. Case of the Crimson Pulse, okay? All right, we need to get kind of aggressive here, I think. So let's crack a clue. Take some damage, but I want my Eavesdropper to be able to attack with Vigilance as well. And then I'm actually okay trading Teysa with these 2 cards. So if they want to do that, so be it. Okay? Because like I said, I just want to put maximum pressure right now. Before they can go off with Case of the Crimson Pulse. That's kind of where I'm at here. All right, play everything. Oh, Gadget Technician is very good. Okay. Okay. They flipped the case. We need to get aggressive. Man, that Vengeful Tracker doing some work. Okay. All right. What do we want to tap? What do we want to tap? Let's tap the Gadget Technician. They're going to chump where they can. Basically, I want the Vengeful Tracker to be forced to block so I can crack these clues without taking infinite damage. And of course, we don't know what this face down card is yet, so we'll see what happens. Let's hope it's not a giant blowout. Big bucks, no whammies. No whammies! No, that's like the worst possible thing. Darn. Wow. Okay. Yep, they can kill my token, which is pretty good. Okay, they're bouncing the Eavesdropper, sure. All right. Well, we'll see what they do. I mean, they're still down to 4 life, and we have a lot of pressure here. We have a lot of pressure. Like, we have lethal in the air. Yeah, Yaris doesn't do anything. Okay. I mean, is there only hope just to attack with everything? It's like, this is not... Yep, that's what it looks like. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We go to 4. Let's just make sure we don't die to Pyrotechnic, whatever. All right, so let's put the small creature here. Let's put this here. And this here. All right, good game. Or do I want to put... Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I mean, I can't think of anything here. So, all right. Whew. They had a nice one. Nice one. Okay. Still ranked number 4. Clawing back here. We picked up 2 losses pretty early. But we are now sitting at 6-2. 6-2 with our... Man, that Teysa. Whew, that Teysa has been really, really nice for us, I will say. Our opponents on the play. Double Nervous Gardener on the draw. It's gonna unlock our hand if we can just find 1 land. How many games have we had where we're like, we just need 1 land? Yeah, that's perfect. That's all we need. They play an aggressive 2. Okay, that's not an aggressive 2, so I don't think I need to play Tipster. Or excuse me, a Nervous Gardener. But turn 2 Tipster is always very scary. Yep. Because this is just a lot of power that they get to put on the board. Oh, that's interesting. You know, based on how aggressive their hand looks, I'm going to actually play the Teysa here just as a way to not get run over. Instead of trying to get all the value here. Obviously, if they have a Bite Down on Crime or removal spell, like that gets me no matter what. But I just want to be able to stabilize the board here. Yeah, they had Bite Down on Crime. Is what it is. All right, let's play this Nervous Gardener, go fetch an island, and hopefully we don't take too much damage here. Flourishing Bloomkin. All right, so we're going to take 3 damage here. You know, that was really great for them. Absolutely. But I will say I'm a little bit happy that, I mean, I feel like it could have been worse, right? They could have played another big creature or used a combat trick, played a face down card. So I will accept that as something that happened. Whoa, 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 whoa. Give me that island. They have lots of mana. I don't even think this Repulsive Mutation is going to be good enough. So let's... Because I can basically mana leak them. Maybe that's good enough? You know what? I'm going to do that. This is just like kind of hoping that they kind of walk into it. And I think they're going to be pretty up to speed on this, but we'll see what they do. All right, let's counter this. Do it for 1. Got the Snoop. Hey, we were able to use that to buy time. So I am very, very happy about that. And I want to add to my board. I'm at 10 life though, right? So let's do this. Let's play this face down. Can I attack? They have 2 cards in hand. I think I just want to play all my permanents out. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I'm happy with that trade. Definitely want to kill the Bloomkin. But trading my 3/3 Nervous Gardener for their 4/4 Bloomkin that can potentially grow, like I wasn't going to have great blocks anyways, so I just tried to make the aggressive attack. Obviously, this is something that they want too, but I think that was okay. Then this Crowd Control Warden, we hopefully can get in for lots and lots of damage here. If I draw a land, that'd be pretty nice, because I can go Crowd Control Warden. Oh, geez. All right, what's going on here? 6/6. All right, we're going to take 6, I guess. Glint Weaver is a good one. Let's go ahead and play Crowd Control Warden as a 7/7 and hope that that's good enough. If they crack a clue, the question is, what do I do? Am I okay with this trade? Or do I just chump block with Nervous Gardener? I don't know. I think I chump block with Nervous Gardener, to be honest. And we're definitely in a situation where if they have any kind of interactive spell here, we're basically dead. Out cold, bounce spell, whatever. They just were able to have the quick start with the Tunnel Tipster, and it's just we're just constantly playing catch up here. So, all right, you made your point. It's really large. Oh man, okay, yeah, this is just so much. I don't even know. We're at 4 life. Yeah, we have to play this, don't we? The question is, like, is there a world where I attack with this Crowd Control Warden? No, there is no world. Yeah, oftentimes these mid-range decks will go over the top of the green-white decks, probably, and my 2 best cards to help break open these types of mid-range matchups are in my graveyard, so I am definitely not liking my chances here. But perhaps a combat where my opponent has basically nothing, and I can use this Fanatical Strength to eat the Lockstodon Eavesdropper is kind of what we need. But our opponent's playing it conservatively, which makes it even more difficult for us to win from this spot. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. There's nothing I can do. They're going to flip over this card. Whatever this is. What? What is this card? What are you? Why didn't you flip up? All right, bite down on crime. We can use Fanatical Strength here. It's alive! Yes! Do I take this trade? Or do I chump? All right, interesting attacks. I think we just chump here. Having this in play just makes it so it's really hard for them to attack us. But every turn with this deck just makes it that much more difficult for us to win. I just feel like their late game cards are going to be stronger in general. Is this a face down card too? No. All right. All we can do is pass. They have 6 creatures. They almost have lethal if they attack with everything. And like I said, the only way I can win is if they just make some kind of crazy attack where I end up just getting significantly ahead on board with a pretty careless attack. But our opponent seems to be making some pretty measured attacks. So I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. B2 Ghazi Inspector. Is this a lethal attack? Almost. Almost. You know, this on the job can potentially be a blowout, I guess. All right, we're going to make all the blocks that we're supposed to and hope for the best. Crowd Control Warden on the Eavesdropper, Seasoned Consultant on Tunnel Tipster, etc., etc. I hope I get to blow them out here. I feel like they're not going to make this attack without another thing up their sleeve, but I guess we go to 1 here. We block like this. I mean, this is going to be something monstrous too, right? That's it. That's all we got. It's a Vengeful Creeper. Let's kill it. All right. We're at 1. Hey, that was a really good exchange. That was a really good exchange. We get to crack some clues. Maybe we can come back here. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, that's also not good. Come on, deck. You really need to help me here. We've been playing really patient. Oh, come on! Not like this! Not like this! I had 3 draw steps. I made 2 clues. It was such a good exchange for us. Oh my gosh. I can't even attack. Oh, that's so bad. I can't even attack. I just needed to draw 1 decent-sized creature. If I drew 1 decent-sized creature, I could attack. Oh, that's so bad. All right, we're attacking. All right, they're at 21. Slow and steady. Okay. All right, they also drew a land. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I have 4, 5, 9, 10, 11 mana. Playing this face down plus facing it up is 9 mana. Yeah, I'm just going to keep getting in with this creature. I can't activate the inside source. All right. We need them to like keep whiffing. Oh man. All right, we've turned this around. Couple of good draw steps. But we're at 1 life, of course. Fanatical Strength will kill us. We still need to be very measured here with how we choose to make our attacks. Okay, that's a land. Okay, let's flip this up. Okay, that was a land. Okay. 3, 4, 5. 5, 12. They need to block 1 thing if I do that. So they have to block if I do this. Uh-oh. What is this block? Okay. What is their last card? They're keeping their life total high here. They're going for the trade. I could have targeted my 2/2 as well. Okay, they just have Vitu-Ghazi Inspector. Okay. All right. Last draw. Is it out cold? Oh, I hope this isn't out cold. Come on. Oh my god. Yes! 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 Wow, what a game. Still ranked number 4. Oh my gosh. This was a roller coaster of a draft. Lots of ups and downs, lots of close games. And you know, we started out a little rocky. I think we started out 1-2, something along those lines, but we rattled, we fought back. There were a lot of games where I'm just like, hey guys, well, I'm on the back foot, I'm dead. And then we found a way. We found a way to come back. This game, I thought for sure we were dead. But we kept fighting, and our opponent felt the need to make a really aggressive attack there, and our combat tricks got it done. That was a ridiculous on the job there to get us back into that game. So, really happy. Got a trophy, 7-2. 7-2 with green-white splashing Teysa, which was amazing. Mutation obviously is a good card. Buried in the Garden was great. We had a good curve. The unicorns plus the inside sources allowed us to do a lot of damage. But overall, just a really, really solid deck. Still not sure if it was right to splash these cards, but it made the deck a lot more dynamic, and it made the matches a lot more fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Another trophy. We are now ranked number 4, getting 1 step closer to rank number 1. If you wanted to support this channel, I did open a Patreon channel. The link is in the description below. Shout out to all the current patrons. Really do appreciate your support. And outside of that, how about I catch you tomorrow? Yeah? Catch you tomorrow? Maybe we can hit rank 3? I'll see you then.